My topic is seasonal pricing in detail explained, and let's go to the topic and let's go to the start. Seasonal pricing refers to a strategy that involves adjusting prices of goods and services based on seasonal demand changes. Prices may be higher during peak seasons when demand is high, and lower during off-peak seasons when demand is lower. This strategy is particularly common in industries such as travel, tourism, and retail. For example, airline ticket prices to popular vacation spots may be higher during the summer months when demand is highest, and lower during the winter months when fewer people are traveling. Similarly, retailers may offer promotions and discounts during off-peak seasons to help boost sales. Seasonality is a characteristic of a time series in which the data experiences regular and predictable changes that recur every calendar year. Any predictable fluctuation or pattern that recurs or repeats over a one-year period is said to be seasonal. Seasonal effects are different from cyclical effects, as seasonal cycles are observed within one calendar year, while cyclical effects, such as boosted sales due to low unemployment rates, can span time periods shorter or longer than one calendar year. Seasonality refers to predictable changes that occur over a one-year period in a business or economy based on the seasons, including calendar or commercial seasons. Seasonality can be used to help analyze stocks and economic trends. Companies can use seasonality to help determine certain business decisions such as inventories and staffing. One example of a seasonal measure is retail sales, which typically sees higher spending during the fourth quarter of the calendar year. As its name suggests, seasonal pricing implies changing a product's or service's price during a certain period of the year. This strategy can be very efficient when demand noticeably fluctuates depending on the season. For example, people buy more swimwear during summer, and down coats during winter. With the help of seasonal pricing, it becomes possible to maximize profit and boost sales. Having the right pricing during high season also means delivering better customer experience, because that's when consumers become even more price sensitive. It is much easier to sell much needed products at this point when you set prices low and customers can purchase additional items. Now that you know what seasonal pricing is, it's time to figure out how this strategy should be used. Selecting a season pricing model is only half the trouble. You will need to calculate optimal prices for both high and low demand periods. Besides, if you have a well-established e-commerce business with a large amount of products sold, having price tracking tools is a must. Here are 5 steps that you should follow if you want to set efficient seasonal rates. This approach can be applied to different markets and niches. Seasonal pricing refers to adjusting product prices based on market demand. This enables businesses to maintain a more consistent sales volume throughout the year as the prices reflect the demand for the products. Put simply, with seasonal pricing, you promote higher prices during the peak season and offer discounts to entice more buyers during the off-season. So, if your store has a sales chart that looks like this, you need a seasonal pricing strategy. Seasonal pricing helps get sales when customers are less likely to buy your products. For example, a pair of beach shorts in winter. With this strategy, you offer seasonal discounts to encourage customers to buy products during the off-season. Increase profit margins by raising prices during the peak seasons. Get repeat purchases as customers buy from brands they've already purchased from. Seasonal pricing helps create predictable cash flow for your business. This strategy can get over 66% of people to purchase a product, regardless of whether they planned on purchasing it. Seasonal pricing, also known as seasonal pricing strategy or seasonal pricing model, is a pricing approach in which businesses adjust the prices of their products or services based on seasonal factors. These factors can include demand fluctuations, supply variations, or other market conditions that change throughout the year. The main objective of seasonal pricing is to optimize revenue and maximize profit by aligning prices with the specific needs and behaviors of customers during different seasons. By adjusting prices according to seasonal patterns, businesses can take advantage of peak demand periods and potentially increase sales and profitability. Peak season pricing: during periods of high demand, such as holidays, summer vacations, or special events, businesses may increase their prices to capture the willingness of customers to pay more. This strategy aims to capitalize on the increased demand and maximize revenue. Off-peak season pricing: conversely, during slower periods with lower demand, businesses may reduce prices to attract customers and stimulate sales. Lowering prices can help maintain cash flow, minimize inventory accumulation, and ensure a steady customer base during the off-peak season. Shoulder season pricing. In between the peak and off-peak seasons, there are transitional periods known as shoulder seasons. Businesses may offer moderate discounts or incentives during these times to encourage customer patronage and smooth the transition between high and low demand periods. Seasonal promotions. Another approach is to introduce special promotions, discounts, or limited-time offers that are specific to particular seasons. For example, retailers often offer discounts on winter clothing at the end of the winter season to clear inventory before spring arrives. It's important to note that seasonal pricing should be based on careful analysis of market dynamics, historical sales data, customer behavior, and competitive factors. By understanding these variables, businesses can set optimal prices that balance profitability and customer satisfaction throughout the year. Pricing inconsistencies. Buying cycles are getting longer, and most purchases happen during weekdays. So if a consumer sees a price one week, then goes to purchase the next and the price is higher, seasonal adjustment, for instance, they will likely restart their competitive research and see what else is out there, says John McDonald, the founder of The Good. To tackle this, test your pricing on specific customer segments via email or ads first. If customers react positively, you can test on a larger segment until you make site-wide changes. We heavily segment and personalize our email marketing, our core engine for sending offers. For example, if someone has bought product A before, and they receive an email broadcast that includes new, seasonal pricing for that product, we'll use tagging and segmentation to dynamically remove that product from the email that they receive, says Zach. Price trackers. Price trackers are getting more commonplace, so brands need to watch out for them, says John. Price trackers are popular among price-savvy consumers. They send real-time alerts when there are price changes. It's best to be cautious or avoid using prices that can seem misleading to these savvy consumers. Discounting inflated prices. A lot of stores will occasionally raise the prices only to offer a discount on it. A majority of your customers do not notice this. However, the few who do, can be vocal about it. John, founder of The Good, says, most brands will do seasonal pricing then make the mistake of offering a discount, again, $% off, which has the effect of creating a fake sale in the eyes of the consumer. Offer smaller discounts if you want to implement seasonal discounting without trimming your margins too much. Or, switch away from a seasonal discount to a seasonal value add. For example, buy one get one. Instead of a 50% discount after inflating prices, offer a 50% discount on the second product they purchase within the same order. This will still be as effective while increasing your AOV. Seasonal pricing refers to the practice of adjusting prices for products or services based on seasonal fluctuations in supply, demand, or other market conditions. It is a strategy used by businesses to optimize revenue and maximize profitability during different times of the year. The concept of seasonal pricing recognizes that consumer behavior and preferences can vary significantly depending on the time of year. For example, demand for winter clothing is generally higher during the colder months, while demand for beachwear and outdoor products tends to increase in the summer. By adjusting prices to match these fluctuations, businesses can better align their offerings with consumer demand and capitalize on seasonal trends. Supply and demand. Seasonal fluctuations in demand can impact pricing. When demand is high and supply is limited, businesses may increase prices to take advantage of the increased willingness to pay. Conversely, during periods of low demand or excess supply, prices may be reduced to stimulate sales. Production and operational costs. Certain seasons may incur higher costs for raw materials, labor, transportation, or other inputs. These cost fluctuations can impact pricing decisions. For example, the cost of fresh produce might be higher during the off-season, leading to higher prices for those products. Competitive landscape. Competitors' pricing strategies also play a role in seasonal pricing. If competitors offer discounts or promotions during a particular season, businesses may adjust their prices accordingly to remain competitive. Consumer behavior and preferences. Understanding consumer behavior and preferences during different seasons is crucial for effective pricing. Businesses analyze historical data, market research, and trends to determine how consumers respond to price changes and adjust their pricing strategies accordingly. Peak season pricing. charging higher prices during periods of high demand, such as holidays, festivals, or vacation seasons. Use this strategy, with prices increasing significantly during peak travel times. Off-peak pricing, offering discounts or lower prices during periods of low demand to attract customers. This strategy is commonly used by ski resorts, which may reduce prices during the summer months when skiing is not possible. Seasonal promotions, introducing limited-time offers, bundle deals, or special discounts specific to a particular season to encourage purchases. Retailers often use this strategy during holiday seasons or for clearance sales at the end of a season. It's important to note that the specific pricing strategies employed can vary across industries and businesses. Companies carefully analyze market dynamics and consumer behavior to determine the most effective approach to seasonal pricing in order to optimize their revenue and maintain a competitive edge. For your seasonal pricing strategy to work correctly, you need to understand lower and upper thresholds. Think about the minimum price that will draw sales and yet allow you to cover expenses. Then plan what the maximum price you can charge is without averting potential customers. Traditionally, seasons are divided into winter, spring, summer, and fall, or more roughly, cold and warm ones. But from the point of view of e-commerces, the following periods can be distinguished. Peak season, when demand is at its highest. Off-season, or low season, when demand is at its lowest. Shoulder season, periods before and after the peak season. You need to analyze your sales history, ideally, at least the last 3 years, and outline these periods for your e-commerce business. This can lead you to surprising conclusions. For example, reveal that your peak season in the summer is in May to June, not July. Understanding these timelines is crucial because it will help you predict consumer behavior. Additional seasons. After defining the key seasons, you can look for particular periods within them. These are the most suitable dates for price adjusting based on demand. Good examples are Christmas, New Year, Black Friday, public holidays, and so on. Depending on the location of your target audience, there may be different events to celebrate. You do not have to look for big holidays, even minor occasions can be used to organize sales events and offer discounts. For example, clothing stores can sell sports apparel during football championships, which implies targeting only a minor segment out of the entire audience. Aside from giving your sales volume a little boost, such discounts contribute to building better relationships with your buyers. Seasonal pricing refers to the practice of adjusting the prices of goods or services based on seasonal factors, such as changes in demand, supply, or market conditions during different times of the year. It is a common strategy used by businesses to optimize their revenue and align their pricing with market dynamics. Tourism and hospitality, hotels, resorts, and airlines often have different pricing structures for different seasons. Prices tend to be higher during peak seasons or holidays when there is high demand for travel and accommodation. Conversely, prices may be lower during off-peak seasons to attract more customers. Retailers may adjust their prices based on seasonal sales cycles. For example, clothing stores may offer discounts on winter clothing at the end of the season to make room for new inventory. Similarly, retailers may increase prices on popular items during holiday shopping seasons. Agriculture, prices of agricultural products, such as fruits and vegetables, can fluctuate based on seasonal availability. For example, strawberries may be more expensive in winter when they are out of season and need to be imported from warmer regions. Outdoor recreation, businesses offering outdoor activities, such as skiing, surfing, or amusement parks, often have different pricing structures for different seasons. Prices may be higher during peak seasons when the weather conditions are favorable for these activities. Utilities, some utility companies may implement seasonal pricing for services like electricity or natural gas. Rates may vary based on factors like increased energy consumption during hot summers or cold winters. The main goal of seasonal pricing is to optimize revenue and maximize profit by aligning prices with demand fluctuations. By adjusting prices based on seasonal factors, businesses can balance supply and demand, manage inventory, attract customers during slower periods, and increase competitiveness during peak seasons. Work out your base price. At step 1, you needed to figure out the lowest and the highest possible prices for your items. But when there is no distinct seasonality, you need to keep the rates somewhere in the middle. This is what we would call the base price. Simply put, This is the starting point from which all your adjustments are made. Such a price is charged when there is no reason to increase or decrease your rates. Study your competitors a little and see how much they charge for similar products during shoulder seasons. If you sell on marketplaces, you know that some of them show historical price performance for certain items. Compare the highest and the lowest rates to calculate the average. Don't forget to calculate the optimal price point that allows you to generate enough profit while keeping the product attractive for consumers. Once you find the base price, keep flexing it in order to stay competitive on ever-changing online markets. Seasonal pricing refers to the practice of adjusting prices based on seasonal variations in supply and demand. It is commonly observed in industries such as tourism, agriculture, retail, and hospitality, where consumer demand tends to fluctuate throughout the year. The main purpose of seasonal pricing is to maximize revenue and profitability by capitalizing on periods of high demand while offsetting lower demand periods. By raising prices during peak seasons when demand is high, businesses can capture the willingness of customers to pay a premium for products or services. Conversely, during low demand periods, prices may be lowered to stimulate sales and maintain a steady flow of customers. Demand. Businesses analyze historical data and market research to identify periods of high and low demand. Holidays, festivals, vacations, and climate conditions often affect consumer behavior and purchasing patterns. Supply. The availability and cost of resources, raw materials, and labor can vary seasonally, influencing pricing decisions. For example, agricultural products like fruits and vegetables may be more expensive during off-seasons due to limited supply. Competition. Competitors' pricing strategies and market dynamics play a crucial role. If competitors lower prices during off-peak seasons, businesses might adjust their prices accordingly to remain competitive. Operational costs. Businesses need to consider the impact of seasonal fluctuations on their operational costs. For instance, additional staff or inventory might be required during peak seasons, leading to increased expenses that could be factored into pricing. Marketing and promotions. Businesses often align their pricing with marketing campaigns and promotions. Discounts, package deals, or limited-time offers can be utilized strategically to attract customers during slow periods or encourage early bookings. It's important to note that seasonal pricing should be implemented thoughtfully, considering the value proposition, customer perceptions, and long-term customer relationships. Excessive price fluctuations or unjustifiably high prices during peak seasons can potentially harm a company's reputation and customer loyalty. Ultimately, seasonal pricing allows businesses to optimize revenue and adapt to the changing needs and preferences of customers throughout the year. Adapt your seasonal pricing strategy. No season is the same as the previous one. Consumer buying patterns change together with their buying power, and you should be able to adjust your prices accordingly. It requires a lot of market research. You need to keep tabs on your competitors, too. However, all this work is rewarding because market knowledge enables you to offer better deals. If you do not have a seasonal pricing strategy in place yet, try two commonly used approaches. Keeping off-season pricing at 25% of the peak pricing. Setting shoulder season pricing no higher than 75% of your peak season pricing. Do not forget about additional seasons that we mentioned in Step 3. Keep your fingers on the pulse of demand and flex rates during low-profile events. 2. Seasonal pricing can help businesses maximize profits by capturing the highest possible price during peak seasons, while still remaining competitive during off-peak seasons. It can also help encourage customers to purchase during slower periods by offering lower prices or incentives. However, businesses must be careful when implementing seasonal pricing. It is important to avoid alienating customers who may feel like they are being overcharged during peak seasons or missing out on deals during off-peak seasons. Similarly, businesses should ensure that any price changes are clearly communicated to customers to avoid confusion and negative feedback. Overall, seasonal pricing can be an effective strategy for businesses to adapt to changing market demand and maximize profits. By carefully analyzing consumer behavior and market trends, businesses can adjust their pricing strategy to effectively balance supply with demand and drive revenue growth. At first glance, the logic of seasonal pricing is simple: you charge more during peak seasons and make discounts during low seasons to maintain a stable cash flow with bigger sales volume. However, there can be several approaches to seasonal pricing. Real-time pricing. Typically, having pricing strategy requires planning ahead, but if established seasonality factor in your niche, you can simply follow the supply and demand metrics. It will allow you to capitalize on specific events by offering the most competitive prices. Yet, this model is highly unpredictable and risky. You should be prepared to face long-lasting low seasons. Flash sales. Online buyers got used to ever-changing prices on marketplaces and web stores, so organizing flash sales, discounts valid within a few hours, is a nice idea. Just make sure to notify people about the sales event via emails or advertisements. Otherwise, your generous offer will pass unnoticed. Urgency is still very much a factor that drives purchase decisions. Serve best prices based on location. If you are chasing the goal of outperforming your local competitors, use the geolocation of your customers to come up with better bargains. See how buyers engage with your products when you make discounts. This strategy will also help you better understand customer personas. Seasonal discounts. This is a common practice among clothing stores. They offer new models of apparel at the highest prices. It allows retailers to skim upper market segments who can afford buying expensive items from new collections. Be careful with seasonal discounts because people might be disappointed if you slash prices right after they make purchases having paid 30 to 50% more. Seasonal pricing refers to the practice of adjusting the prices of goods or services based on seasonal factors and market demand. Many businesses, particularly those in industries that experience significant seasonal variations, utilize this strategy to maximize their profitability. In seasonal pricing, prices are often higher during peak seasons when demand is high, and lower during off-peak seasons when demand is lower. This approach helps businesses capture the increased willingness of consumers to pay more during popular times while remaining competitive and attracting customers during slower periods. Using only peak times. Some companies charge normal prices all year round but don't lose their chance to capitalize on event-specific products during peak times. This strategy can be suitable if you do not have two polar seasons in your niche, high and low. For example, sellers of school supplies can generate bigger profits in July and August and keep their rates around average from September to June. Also, if you operate in a niche that does not depend on seasonality, you can try holiday-based strategies. For example, web stores make 50% discounts during Christmas, Thanksgiving and New Year. This is when customers buy gifts, so the skyrocketing sales volumes compensate for all losses. Travel and tourism, hotels, airlines, and tour operators often adjust their prices based on peak travel seasons. Prices tend to be higher during holidays, summer vacations, or major events, while they may be significantly lower during less popular times of the year. Retail. Retailers frequently offer discounts and promotions during seasonal sales to attract customers. For instance, clothing stores may have end-of-season sales to clear out inventory before the arrival of new collections. Outdoor recreation. Businesses involved in outdoor activities such as skiing, surfing, or amusement parks often adjust their prices based on weather conditions and peak visitor times. They may charge more during holidays or weekends and reduce prices on weekdays or during the off-season. Agriculture. Agricultural products like fruits and vegetables can also experience seasonal pricing due to their availability and harvesting cycles. Prices for certain crops may be higher during their peak harvest periods and lower when they are out of season. It's important to note that seasonal pricing is a strategy used by businesses and can vary widely depending on a specific industry, region, and market conditions. Consumers should be mindful of these fluctuations and plan their purchases accordingly to take advantage of potential savings during off-peak seasons. Analyze past sales data. Before setting prices, it is important to analyze past sales data to better understand seasonal consumer behavior, demand and pricing trends across different products and services. Set clear pricing objectives. Businesses must identify and define their objectives for setting seasonal prices. Are they trying to maximize profits, move excess inventory or attract new customers? Keep competitors in mind. It is important to keep an eye on what competitors are doing and how they are pricing their products. This will help businesses stay competitive and prevent them from overpricing or underpricing. Offer discounts and promotions. Businesses can offer discounts and promotions to attract customers during low season periods. This could include seasonal packages, bundling deals or loyalty rewards. Communicate pricing changes in advance. It is important to communicate pricing changes in advance to customers and stakeholders. This helps build trust, prevent surprises and avoid negative reviews or brand image damage. Test and adjust pricing strategies. Businesses must be willing to test different pricing strategies, track their impact on sales and adjust accordingly. This can help improve pricing effectiveness and customer satisfaction. Use dynamic pricing tools. Dynamic pricing tools use real-time data to adjust prices based on demand, availability and other factors. This can help businesses optimize prices to maximize profits and reduce excess inventory. Monitor customer feedback. It is important to monitor customer feedback and adjust pricing strategies based on their preferences and expectations. This can help build customer loyalty and improve the overall customer experience. Seasonal pricing refers to the practice of adjusting the prices of goods or services based on seasonal factors such as demand, supply, or market conditions during specific times of the year. It is a strategy used by businesses to maximize their revenue and profitability by taking advantage of fluctuations in consumer behavior and market dynamics. Travel and tourism, hotels, airlines, and travel agencies often implement seasonal pricing. Prices tend to be higher during peak travel seasons, such as summer holidays or popular festivals, when there is high demand for travel. On the other hand, prices may be lower during off-peak seasons to attract more customers. Retail. Retailers frequently adjust prices based on seasonal sales cycles. For instance, clothing stores may offer discounts on winter clothing during the spring or summer to clear inventory and make way for new seasonal items. Similarly, retailers may increase prices for items in high demand during specific seasons, like swimsuits during summer or holiday decorations during the festive season. Agriculture. The pricing of agricultural products often fluctuates depending on harvest seasons and weather conditions. For example, the prices of fruits and vegetables are typically lower when they are in abundance during peak harvest times. Conversely, prices may rise during off-seasons when supply is limited. Entertainment. Theme parks, cinemas, and other entertainment venues may adopt seasonal pricing strategies. They may offer discounted tickets or promotional offers during less busy periods to attract visitors. During peak seasons, such as school holidays or weekends, prices may be higher due to increased demand. Utilities. Some utility companies, such as electricity or natural gas providers, may have different pricing tiers based on seasons. For instance, rates may be higher during summer when there is greater demand for air conditioning, or during winter when heating requirements increase. Seasonal pricing allows businesses to align their prices with market dynamics, consumer behavior, and supply-demand fluctuations. By adjusting prices according to the season, businesses can optimize their revenue and ensure efficient utilization of resources. However, it's important for businesses to strike a balance between maximizing profitability and maintaining customer satisfaction to avoid alienating customers with excessive price fluctuations. Furthermore, businesses should communicate their seasonal pricing strategy clearly to customers through various channels such as advertisements, social media, and website updates. Customers appreciate transparency and may be more willing to purchase from businesses that are upfront about their pricing strategy. It is important for businesses to also consider the potential impact of seasonal pricing on customer loyalty. Overcharging loyal customers during peak periods may negatively affect their perception of the business. Therefore, it is important to balance pricing strategies with customer loyalty programs and rewards. Finally, businesses should also consider the costs associated with implementing seasonal pricing, such as adjusting inventory, updating pricing systems and training staff. The benefits of implementing seasonal pricing must outweigh the expenses for the strategy to be considered successful. Overall, businesses that carefully plan and execute a seasonal pricing strategy can reap significant benefits in terms of increased revenue, competitive advantage, and customer satisfaction. Seasonal pricing refers to the practice of adjusting the prices of goods or services based on the time of year or the demand patterns associated with different seasons. It is a strategy commonly employed by businesses in various industries to optimize their revenue and adapt to changing market conditions. Here are a few key points about seasonal pricing. Demand fluctuations. Many industries experience fluctuations in demand throughout the year. For example, the tourism industry often sees increased demand during the summer months or holiday seasons, while retail stores may have higher sales during festive periods like Christmas. By adjusting prices to match the demand levels, businesses can maximize their profit and production costs. Seasonal pricing can also be influenced by changes in supply and production costs. For instance, agricultural products such as fruits and vegetables may be more abundant and cheaper during their respective harvesting seasons, leading to lower prices. Conversely, certain products may become scarcer or more expensive during specific seasons, affecting pricing decisions. Dynamic pricing. Seasonal pricing often involves the concept of dynamic pricing, where prices are adjusted in real time based on factors such as demand, inventory levels, competitor pricing, and other market dynamics. This approach allows businesses to capture the highest possible revenue by charging higher prices during peak seasons and reducing prices during off-peak periods. Promotions and discounts. Seasonal pricing can also involve offering promotions, discounts, or special deals during particular seasons to attract customers. This can help drive sales during slower periods or off-peak seasons and create a sense of urgency among consumers to make purchases. Consumer behavior. Seasonal pricing takes into account consumer behavior patterns and purchasing habits during different times of the year. Businesses analyze historical data, market research, and trends to understand when and why customers are more likely to buy certain products or services. This knowledge guides pricing decisions to align with consumer expectations and optimize sales. It's important to note that seasonal pricing strategies can vary significantly depending on the industry, product/service type, and target market. Different businesses may adopt diverse approaches to seasonal pricing based on their specific circumstances and goals. However, it is important for businesses to approach seasonal pricing with caution and to consider the potential impact on their customers and overall profitability. By balancing pricing strategies with customer loyalty programs and considering associated costs, businesses can successfully implement a seasonal pricing strategy that benefits both the business and its customers. Clear communication with customers about pricing strategies will foster transparency and trust, leading to increased customer satisfaction and loyalty. Seasonal pricing refers to the practice of adjusting the prices of goods, services, or accommodations based on seasonal variations in demand, supply, or other factors. Businesses often employ seasonal pricing strategies to optimize revenue and maximize profits during different times of the year when customer preferences and market conditions change. The concept of seasonal pricing is particularly relevant in industries such as tourism, hospitality, retail, and agriculture. Here are a few examples of how seasonal pricing can be implemented in various sectors. Tourism and hospitality. Hotels, airlines, and travel agencies often offer different pricing tiers based on the time of year. During peak seasons or holidays when demand is high, prices may be raised to take advantage of increased customer willingness to pay. Conversely, during off-peak or low-demand periods, prices may be lowered to attract more customers and maintain occupancy rates. Retail. Retailers frequently adjust prices for seasonal products or merchandise. For instance, clothing stores may reduce prices on winter clothing at the end of the season to clear inventory before introducing new spring or summer collections. Conversely, holiday-themed products or items in high demand during specific seasons may be priced higher. Agriculture. Agricultural products often experience seasonal price fluctuations due to factors like crop availability, weather conditions, and harvesting cycles. Prices for fruits, vegetables, and other seasonal produce can vary depending on supply and demand dynamics. For example, the price of strawberries might decrease during peak harvest season when supply is abundant. Events and festivals. Pricing for tickets to events or festivals is often influenced by seasonal factors. Organizers may charge higher prices for popular events during peak seasons or weekends, while prices may be lower for less popular events held during off-peak periods. It's important to note that seasonal pricing can vary across industries, regions, and specific businesses. Pricing decisions are typically based on factors such as market research, historical data, customer behavior, and competition analysis. Businesses aim to strike a balance between maximizing revenue and maintaining customer satisfaction by offering competitive prices during different seasons. Additionally, businesses should also analyze their sales history and demand for products during specific seasons to determine the feasibility of seasonal pricing. If demands for products remain consistent throughout the year, seasonal pricing may not be the most effective strategy. Another consideration is the potential for negative customer feedback, which can harm the reputation of the business. Customers may feel manipulated or taken advantage of if they feel that prices have been artificially inflated for a specific holiday or event. Overall, implementing seasonal pricing can be an effective way for businesses to increase revenue and profitability. However, it is important to consider potential drawbacks and to approach pricing strategies with transparency and fairness to maintain customer loyalty and trust. Seasonal pricing refers to the practice of adjusting prices based on seasonal factors such as demand, supply, and market conditions. It is commonly used in industries where demand and supply fluctuate significantly throughout the year, such as tourism, hospitality, retail, and agriculture. The main objective of seasonal pricing is to optimize revenue by charging higher prices during periods of high demand and lower prices during periods of low demand. This approach takes advantage of consumers' willingness to pay more during peak seasons while attracting customers with lower prices during off-peak seasons. Demand: prices tend to increase during peak seasons when there is high demand, such as during holidays, vacations, or special events. Conversely, prices may decrease during off-peak seasons when demand is lower. Supply: prices can be affected by the availability of goods or services. For example, in agriculture, the abundance or scarcity of crops during different seasons can impact pricing. Competition: competitors' pricing strategies play a role in determining seasonal pricing. If competitors are offering discounts or promotions during a specific season, businesses may adjust their prices accordingly to remain competitive. Operating costs: businesses may consider their operating costs, such as staffing, utilities, and maintenance, when setting seasonal prices. Higher costs during peak seasons may be reflected in higher prices. Market conditions: economic factors, market trends, and external events can influence seasonal pricing. For instance, during a period of economic downturn, businesses may lower prices to stimulate demand. To implement seasonal pricing, businesses often use strategies such as dynamic pricing, where prices are adjusted in real time based on demand fluctuations, or predefined pricing tiers for different seasons. They may also offer special promotions, discounts, or package deals during off-peak seasons to attract customers. It's worth noting that seasonal pricing can vary greatly across industries and businesses. The specific pricing strategies and the extent of price fluctuations depend on factors unique to each market and organization. Additionally, businesses should also consider the competition and market conditions when implementing seasonal pricing. Offering lower prices during a season where competitors are also offering discounts can lead to a price war and hurt profitability. It is important to carefully analyze the market and competition to ensure that seasonal pricing aligns with business goals and objectives. Finally, businesses should communicate seasonal pricing changes to customers clearly and in advance. Providing transparency and offering a fair price can help maintain customer loyalty and prevent negative feedback. Businesses can also consider offering special promotions or bundles during seasonal pricing periods to further maximize profitability while still providing value to customers. Seasonal pricing refers to the practice of adjusting prices based on the demand and supply fluctuations that occur throughout different seasons. It is commonly observed in industries such as tourism, hospitality, retail, and agriculture, where consumer demand varies depending on the time of the year. The main objective of seasonal pricing is to maximize revenue by charging higher prices during periods of high demand and lower prices during periods of low demand. By doing so, businesses can capitalize on peak seasons when customers are willing to pay more and adjust their pricing strategies accordingly during off-peak seasons to attract more customers. Demand patterns: different seasons often bring varying levels of demand. For example, hotels in beach destinations may experience higher demand during the summer months compared to winter. Holidays and events: special holidays and events can drive up demand and justify higher prices. For instance, hotels in popular tourist destinations may charge premium rates during major festivals or sporting events. Weather conditions: weather plays a significant role in seasonal pricing. Ski resorts, for instance, may increase their prices during the winter season when snowfall attracts skiing enthusiasts. Supply availability: certain products or services may have limited availability during specific seasons. This scarcity can lead to higher prices. Examples include fresh fruits or vegetables that are only available during certain times of the year. Competitor pricing: Competitor analysis is crucial in setting seasonal prices. Strategies of competitors can help businesses stay competitive and adjust their prices accordingly. It's important to note that while seasonal pricing can be an effective strategy for maximizing revenue, businesses must also consider customer expectations, competition, and overall market dynamics to strike a balance between profitability and customer satisfaction. Additionally, businesses may consider implementing dynamic pricing where prices are adjusted in real time based on demand and supply. This can allow businesses to make quick and efficient adjustments to their pricing strategy, helping to capture as much revenue as possible during peak periods and avoid losses during slow periods. Effective implementation of seasonal pricing requires a strong understanding of market demand, customer behavior, and competition. Businesses should regularly monitor and analyze market trends to ensure that they are setting prices appropriately and remain competitive in their industry. In conclusion, seasonal pricing can be a valuable tool for businesses to maximize profits and adapt to changing market demand. However, it should be implemented carefully with a focus on customer satisfaction and effective communication. With a well-planned pricing strategy, businesses can effectively balance supply with demand, drive revenue growth, and maintain long-term success. Thank you for watching the video and subscribe the channel.